Get the engine red first. We're going to start with this one. Maybe. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this on the bottom. I'm going to use a nice little soft brush. And we're just going to start with the red. I know I usually start at the top, but for some reason I just kind of felt like starting at the bottom today. Do a little red down here. And I'm going to go ahead and mix it with some yellow. I'm just going to put it right there on the canvas. And make it a little bit lighter color and work it into the orange. I'm just blending it right here on the canvas. There's the red and there's a little bit of orange there. I'm going to get a little red, make it a little bit more orange or orangey right there. And it's going to come up about, I guess about right 1/3. About right there, I think. And we're going to have orange and yellow mixed. And what we really need is some orange on the outside. So we'll make it orange, more orange on the outside edge. And I am just wrapping in some, mixing in some red there. Making it orange. More orange on the outside. And yeah. Okay, now I'm going to kind of wipe off my paintbrush. And I'm going to do the yellow. The yellow is going to be right in here. And I'm just going to kind of put a placeholder here for it. And the red. Make this a little more red at the bottom. Okay. So now we've got that part. And let's go ahead and get the black. And this is new for me, so I haven't painted this one yet. So you are working with me on the first time. And so this will be the land in the background. We'll give it some hills so it's not all flat. A little texture there. Just need to make sure it's kind of straight across. And that's kind of good. Make it up like that. Okay, now we've got that. So now we're going to take the dark blue, the true blue, and I have not taken the black out of my brush because I really want to make this a dark blue. So we're just going to grab that blue and mix it with that black. Kind of get a darker color, but I don't want it to blend into the black. So we're going to take it and we're going to put it up over the hills. Like that. Kind of make it flat. And I'm going to take a little bit of the red. Kind of give it a little red there. And then I'm going to wipe off my paintbrush. And I've got this color, it is coral, and this is really a pretty color. So we're going to just use just a touch of the coral, like so. And let's go up over the blue. Kind of make it, it's almost a foggy. So it kind of blends in there. And then above that is going to be a darker color. So let's mix a little bit of the magenta and the coral. Let's see what we can get out of this. Oh, I don't want the black in my brush. Sorry about that. We're going to rinse out the brush. And I think what we're going to do is Add a little more coral to that right there. It's just a little too dark. I kind of want it to stand out more, even though it's kind of shadowy. Yeah, okay, that's a little better. And then I'm gonna take the red, oh yeah, this is true red, isn't it? I kept thinking it was magenta, but it's not. This is Injun red, and we're gonna mix it with the coral. Let's see what kind of color, maybe a little yellow. Make it orangey. So red and coral and yellow. Make it a little orange up this direction. Oh yeah, that's a pretty color. Kind of get that in here. Now I've got the different levels, the different layers. We're gonna grab some yellow. Keep this up here, keep this yellow. And we're gonna grab the peach. Kind of blend it in up here. We will fix this in a moment. I just want it brighter on top. Okay. And a little more of that yellow. Right there. See how it's kind of blending in? Okay. So now what we are going to do is I have to plan for my sun. So this is really dark in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the white, and we're going to draw in the sun with the white. And I'm going to use a little detail brush. That's a liner. How about a detail brush like this? It's a little rougher. That'll be good. Let's get the white. And now what I'm going to do is pick a place for my sun, which is about right here. Right here. And let's draw the circle in. I might take a couple of layers of white. We're going to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover all that dark with white. And then we will put the yellow on top of it. So for now, oops, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of the white. And let's go ahead and bring it into the water here. Just a little bit here. Right against the shore. I'm just barely touching it. I have a lot of paint on my brush. I don't want to drag it through the yellow. Okay, just a little line there. And then we'll take a little white and a little bit of the yellow. And let's start making, oops, I need a little more yellow. It's kind of mixed with the peach there. Okay, take a little yellow, blend it with the white here. I'm just kind of blending it a little bit there. Let me get a softer brush. I might have to wait for that to dry. And kind of a soft brush here. And we're going to wait until that dries a little bit. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and we're going to take, let me take this little guy. Let's get this brush here and we're gonna work with the black, and let's go ahead and draw in our trees. So trees are bigger at the bottom. So as they go towards the top, they get thinner and thinner, right? So for now, let's put in these little thin branches. And like this. And then we'll make it thicker down here. So the base actually looks like a tree. Maybe some sticking up here. And one out here. Okay, put the black there. Sorry, I can't talk when I'm drawing lines. And let's see, we'll save some room. Let's see, we've got the leaves coming in. Let's make this up here a little bit taller. And we can make it a little thicker down here. And then over here, we'll put in another tree here. And put in its little branches. Like so. And then we'll make the bottom of it. Oh, can you see that? Okay. Make the bottom of it a little thicker because trees are thick at the base. This guy's a little wiggly. Okay, so we've got a couple of trees in and we've got the branches over the water a little bit, which looks really good. I'm just going to thicken these guys up just a little bit. Okay, so now we've got our trees in place. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to take a small, I don't know, what's that, eighth of an inch maybe? It's a number, if I could read it. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a number 6 flat. So we're going to take this and I'm going to use the peach. And I'm just going to put in some leaves. And all I'm doing is just dotting it. So we're going to put some peach leaves and some red leaves in here. And some white. Gonna fill in up here. And I'm just randomly putting the leaves in here where I think they should be. It's a nice thing about trees. It can kind of be whatever you want it to be. We got the peach. Now let's do a little red. I'm just dotting them on there. Wherever I want the leaves to be. And let's see, we got some red, and then let's use a little white, just randomly. Brighten it up a little bit with the white. Kind of looks like an apple blossom. Same kind of colors. There you go. And I kind of want a messy because, you know, trees are not uniform by any means. So let's go ahead and do the other side, and we're just going to kind of let them touch out here in the middle. Now you can make these trees any color you want. You can make them pink, yellow, orange, green, black, red, whatever you'd like to paint them. I just kind of like these colors, the peaches, the reds in the morning sun. And it's really hot right now here, so I mean, you know, it's in the 80s, but it's getting there. And it's just this kind of made me feel a little cooler time, I think. So I think I'm almost out of my peach, so that's pretty good timing. And I'm literally just pouncing this on here, different sizes and shapes. And then I'm going to use red. I'm going to pounce that in too, blend it in with the peach. Okay, and then some white. Brighten it up a little. Okay. And then out here. And I think out here what we'll do is we're going to take a little black and let's put in some of the little overgrowth or grasses, whatever this is in here that grows by the trees. I'm just dotting it in. Make it, just make it a little grassy look. Like we're right up against the land here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and work on the middle here. Let's put in a little more white on this side right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flat brush. I need to be kind of, let's see. Let's try this one. See if this will work. It's almost dry. We're going to try to go ahead and get some of the yellow in here. I'm just going to barely touch it with the brush. And let the yellow go over the water. The shadow of the sun coming in, and it's kind of rippled there. Let's see. Now, let's go ahead and take that little brush again, that number 6, and we're going to use the yellow, and let's paint in our sun. I think we're going to need a little more white, so let's go ahead and use some white with this. And I might have to paint this a couple of times because it was just so dark of a canvas. But that's okay. If your canvas is white, it still might take a couple of layers of yellow depending on your yellow color. Okay, we'll kind of let that dry a little bit there. And I'm going to take the white. The white actually is going to be up here. On the top part of the sun, and then the bottom will be yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little more white into the bottom here. And we just might have to use a little more white. Now up here, I'm going to make this a little more yellow. Kind of almost a dry brush. But I just want a little more yellow up here because the sun's coming up and it's a little too dark. So we've got the yellow in there, kind of a shadow. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the white up here and let's put in some white. Let me use a bigger brush. And I'm going to get it wet. And we're just going to kind of blend in a little bit of white across the top. It's a little damp. And that way, because it just was a little darker and I want it to be a little brighter on top. And that's, let's see, I can't really see that, yeah. And that's a little brighter on top. And we just need that sun to dry. So, let's see, let me grab my hairdryer. Let's see if we can get this sun to dry real quick. I'm gonna pause it and I'll be right back with you.